sneaked into church this morning. I was sitting in the back. I didn't want to cause any sensation, expectedly so. I've spent the last 1 year on the campaign trail, talking and sharing my vision with people of Ogun State and largely Nigerians. And I came into London for a week just to have a me time. But then Lekon, who has been my friend for many years, decided that I should come and sit in front. Pastor Badejo is someone who's been very close to my family and I. And as he preached and shared his testimony, he began to prick my conscience. And as the service progressed, it was all about testimony and thanksgiving. And I thought that God would not forgive me if I didn't come forward to share a bit of my testimony and my only God moment. My name is Dapo Abiodun. I'm the governor-elect of Ogun State, and I'm a member of the Redeemed Church of Christ, more importantly. I stand here as a testimony to the awesomeness of the Almighty God and the fact that God is greater than man. God will be God, and man will continue to be man. Because if it were for man, I will not be the governor-elect of Ogun State. I'll share a few things with you, and I'll be very brief. I have been in the private sector, but have always had a passion for politics. In 1997, I made my first showing in politics. I ran for the Senate. I became a senator-elect, and I was the youngest ever elected senator in Nigeria. I was so young that there was a controversy that I was probably too young to be sworn in because the age limit then was 40 and I was not quite 40. Fortunately or unfortunately, the head of state then died and that republic came to an end. I tried again in 2015. I was persuaded to run for the Senate and I didn't quite win. Well, I won, I was rigged, I went to court, I won at the tribunal, my opponent went and appealed, and it was overturned. And I was so unhappy. I thought to myself, this is surely it. I'm done with politics. God is telling me something, I must just face my business and leave all these politicians alone. They're not trustworthy, they're not reliable. It's just a waste of money and resources and all that. And as time went on, 2017, I had an unfortunate incident. Like Pastor Agu said, when I'm in London, I'm in this church. And I'm a member of the Redeem. I worship in Olive Tree and King's Court in Lagos. 2017, I lost my first son. And life could not have dealt me a worse blow. Someone who had brought to Pastor Agu to counsel a few times in the past. And of course, I withdrew into my shell. For over 6 months, I could not function. I could not go to work. I didn't see people. I became a complete recluse. And then 2018, someone came to me and said, would I consider going back into politics? And of course I said, never. And time after time, I would be talked to. And then it was that I should go to the Senate. And I said, Senate, I was not interested. I mean, I've done this twice, I'm not interested. God definitely doesn't want me to be a senator. At some point in time, someone asked me, would you consider being governor? I said, well, that I will consider. But I will first go to God and see what God has to say about it. To cut the long story short, I became convinced that God indeed wanted me to be governor of Ogun State. I could not explain it. I sat down with the incumbent governor, I had a chat with him. Of course, he said, no, never, I'll offer you Senate. I said, I don't want Senate. I don't want the Senate. Eventually, our pastor prof intervened, as the vice president, and said, maybe you should consider this Senate. On his intervention, I said, okay, all right, I will do it. Only to find out that the incumbent governor that indeed offered me this Senate did actually not mean it. He actually was just leading me on. And when that became clear, I went back to Pastor Prof. I said, Pastor Prof, God is telling me something. I am going to be the governor of Ogun State. Church, like Pastor Agu said, it was against all odds. It was probably the most turbulent, most bumpy, most challenging, most difficult of all the elections in Nigeria. From my primary process, I mean, the incumbent did everything humanly possible to stop me. This is considering the fact that this incumbent has been a friend of mine for over 25 years. He did everything humanly possible. But you know what? At every point in time, I said, I serve a living God. And the God that I serve is a God that makes impossible possible. He's a God that makes a way even where there appears to be no way. People would ask me and say to me, what keeps you going? What drives you? And I'll say to them, first, I am a testimony of God's mercy. Pastor Agu knows when I had an accident and I had to be flown here against all odds. I said, second, my faith in God is a mountain-moving faith. My favorite passage in the Bible is Mark 11:23, and I'll paraphrase. And he says, verily, verily, I say unto you, for whosoever shall say to this mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea, and shall not have a doubt in his heart that that which he says shall come to pass, he shall have that which he saith. For as long as you believe that that mountain can be removed and cast into the sea, and you pray in your heart, you will have that which you said. Every day I said that mountain moving faith. Every day. And I will say to God, this is the next challenge in this governorship election. God, if I'm able to overcome this challenge, then I know you are talking to me. And each time God did it. You know, I'm sharing this testimony because for all of us that have been looking up to God for one thing or the other, that we've tried a few times and it hasn't happened. Many times, God appears to have closed the door in our lives, when indeed, all God has done is shut a window so that we can search properly and find that double door that will lead us to our destiny. I'm hoping that I would have connected with a few of us that have tried over the years, and we have failed at different points in time, or we have stumbled. If we believe in God and we have that faith that He can indeed take us to that promised land, we shall achieve our objective. I want to ask the church to join me in one little song, and that is, you are the Lord, that is your name. You will never share your glory with any man. You will never share your glory with anybody. Almighty God, that is your name. You are the Lord, that is your name. You will never share your glory with any man. You will never share your glory with anybody. Almighty God, that is your name. Thank you very much. I have covenanted with God that I will be just, I'll be fair, I'll be equitable. I will give Ogun State a focused and qualitative governance. I will create the enabling environment for a public-private sector partnership, which is fundamental to the economic development of Ogun State people and their individual prosperity. So help me God. Thank you very much.